The galaxy was in turmoil. After decades of relentless warfare, the once vibrant star systems had turned into war-ravaged zones of despair. The Zorathian Empire's aggressive expansion had decimated countless planets, leaving devastation in their wake. Entire civilizations had fallen, and hope seemed like a distant memory. On the war-torn planet of Erythra, the last bastion of resistance was on the brink of collapse. The Erythran Council, comprising the planet's leading figures, gathered in their underground command center. Their faces were etched with worry, their once proud city reduced to rubble by Zorathian bombardments. Council leader Rena Maris addressed her weary colleagues. "We've lost contact with the outer colonies. Our defenses are faltering. The Zorathians are relentless, and our resources are dwindling. If something drastic doesn't happen soon, Erythra will fall." General Thorn, the head of Erythra's military forces, nodded solemnly. "Our soldiers are brave, but they are stretched thin. The Zorathian fleets are overwhelming, and our supplies are nearly exhausted. I fear we have reached the end of our line." In the midst of the Council's despair, a young technician, Lyra, approached with a flickering holographic projection. "We've intercepted a transmission from an unknown source. It seems to be coming from deep space, but we can't identify it." Rena's eyes widened with a glimmer of hope. "Put it through." The hologram crackled to life, revealing a transmission from a human ship, identified as the Horizon's Hope. The message was brief but filled with determination. "This is Captain Elena Hayes of the Federated Union of Planets. We have received your distress signal and are en route to assist. Hold on just a little longer." The Council and the remaining defenders exchanged looks of incredulity. Could it be that someone was coming to their aid? As the Zorathian forces pressed their advantage, the beleaguered defenders of Erythra braced themselves for the inevitable assault. The once vibrant skies were now a dark canvas of destruction, with Zorathian warships dominating the scene. In the command center, tension was palpable. The Erythrans were preparing for what they believed would be their final stand. Their once gleaming cities were now smoldering ruins, and the horizon was filled with the dark silhouettes of enemy ships. Suddenly, a bright flash appeared on the edge of the battlefield. The Horizon's Hope, a sleek human starship equipped with advanced stealth technology and powerful weaponry, emerged from hyperspace. The sight of the vessel was both surprising and awe-inspiring. Captain Elena Hayes stood on the bridge of her ship, her gaze fixed on the unfolding scene. "Deploy the fleet. We have to make sure Erythra knows we're here to help." The Horizon's Hope moved with precision, its advanced shields absorbing enemy fire, while its weapon systems unleashed a devastating counterattack. The Zorathian ships, caught off guard by the sudden and ferocious resistance, struggled to respond. General Thorn, watching the unfolding battle, could hardly believe his eyes. "Is this real? Are we truly being saved?" Rena nodded, her face reflecting a mixture of disbelief and relief. "It appears so. The humans are fighting back with incredible strength. We have a chance." The human forces, led by Captain Hayes, worked with remarkable coordination. Their tactical expertise and superior technology began to turn the tide of the battle. The Zorathian ships, previously dominant, were now on the defensive. As the Horizon's Hope continued to engage the enemy, it became evident that the humans were not just providing temporary relief, they were determined to drive the Zorathians away. The Erythrans, inspired by the unexpected assistance, rallied their remaining forces and began to push back against the invaders. The battle for Erythra raged on, but the presence of the Horizon's Hope and its accompanying fleet was a game-changer. The Zorathian forces, unprepared for such a coordinated and powerful counteroffensive, found themselves on the back foot. Captain Elena Hayes coordinated with General Thorn, establishing a strategy to maximize their combined efforts. "We need to strike at the heart of the Zorathian fleet, disrupt their command structure and their ability to coordinate." General Thorn, now energized by the support, nodded in agreement. "We've been fighting blindly for too long. With your guidance, we can target their command ships and sever their control over the fleet." The combined forces of the Federated Union and Erythra launched a series of targeted assaults against key Zorathian command vessels. The once formidable Zorathian fleet was now facing a well-organized and relentless counterattack. The Zorathian commander, General Salar, was infuriated by the unexpected turn of events. "These humans are more formidable than we anticipated. Reinforce our lines and eliminate their ships. We cannot let them disrupt our campaign." Despite Salar's orders, the Zorathian fleet struggled to regain its footing. The humans and Erythrans worked in perfect synchronization, exploiting every weakness in the Zorathian formation. The tide of the battle shifted decisively in favor of the defenders. On the ground, the Erythran forces, inspired by the human intervention, began to reclaim lost territory. The once crippled defenses were now bolstered by the newfound strength of their allies. The Zorathians, overwhelmed and disorganized, faced an unprecedented challenge. The Zorathian fleet, battered and demoralized, faced a crisis. The Horizon's Hope and its allies had inflicted severe damage on their forces, forcing them into a desperate retreat. General Salar, now realizing the full extent of their predicament, issued a retreat order. "Withdraw and regroup. We are no longer in a position to secure victory. We must preserve what remains of our fleet." The Zorathian ships began their withdrawal, their once proud vessels limping away from the battlefield. The humans and Erythrans pursued with determination, pushing the Zorathians further away from Erythra. On the surface, the people of Erythra celebrated their unexpected salvation. The skies, once darkened by the smoke of conflict, were now brightened by the triumphant cheers of those who had been saved. Captain Alina Hayes, surveying the aftermath from the bridge of the Horizon's Hope, felt a sense of profound accomplishment. "We've made a difference today. Erythra has a future, and the Zorathians have been driven back." General Thorne, standing beside Hayes, expressed his gratitude. "You've done more than we could have hoped for. Erythra owes you a debt of gratitude." The battle for Erythra had ended, but the implications of the human intervention were far-reaching. The Zorathian Empire, once confident in its dominance, had been forced to reconsider its strategies. The Federated Union, on the other hand, had proven its capability to stand against the might of the Zorathians. The rebuilding process on Erythra began, with the support of the Federated Union and other allies. The once destroyed cities were slowly being restored, and the people of Erythra began to envision a brighter future. Captain Alina Hayes and her crew, having fulfilled their mission, prepared to return to their own territory. "We've made a significant impact, but the war is far from over. We need to continue our efforts and support those who are still struggling." General Thorne, now a symbol of hope for his people, offered a final word of thanks. "Erythra will never forget what you've done for us. Your bravery and determination have rekindled our hope." As the Horizon's Hope departed, the people of Erythra looked to the future with renewed optimism. The arrival of the humans had not only changed the course of their immediate struggle, but had also inspired a renewed sense of determination and resilience. The galaxy, once shrouded in despair, now saw a glimmer of hope. The story of Erythra and the arrival of the humans would become a legend, a testament to the power of unexpected allies and the enduring spirit of those who refuse to give up.